What the hell is happening in Gaza? Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the region of Gaza. I'm sure you've seen on the news, it is incredibly hot there, incredibly dangerous, and it's all kicking off. So we're going to be looking at some of the facts today and sharing some videos right from the new established Gaza front line. And honestly, I feel like I'm bloody spinning plates here because I spent so much time looking at one region, you just don't expect it to kick off so violently and so fast somewhere else. But it has, so we're scrambling to get on top of that. So let's jump in and see what's been happening. So today we're looking at the Gaza Strip, which is this area here to the west of Israel and home to about 2 million people. So it's got quite a high population density. It is part of the state of Palestine, which are these darker brown areas here, here, and a little bit up here. Although it is generally considered to be under occupation by Israel, as they have complete control over the sea, air, water, electricity, have their military all around here, and have the right to send them in whenever they want. There is a massive level of tension for the people of Gaza and Israel, one of them being mostly Jewish, the other being mostly Muslim. And this tension has been building since 2006, when the ruling party Hamas has pretty much complete control over Gaza, but they're also considered a terrorist group and have vowed to destroy Israel and reclaim the land which was taken from them. Now, this has been something that's really been about 80 years in the building. It's an incredibly complex situation, and that's not the point of this video. We can look into that later. What I want to do today is to share with you what's actually been happening on the new and established front line there. So we will jump straight into that, and later on I'll make a video explaining the backstory of how we got to this point. But first, let's have a quick look at what's been happening on the ground from both sides. We're going to begin in Gaza and the actions which have been happening at the hands of Hamas. Now, those of you familiar with their tactics will know that they usually use rockets, which they fire from all over the Gaza Strip. And there's a lot of suspicion that they also do this from civilian hotspots, apartment buildings, even hospitals. So it's incredibly hard to pinpoint where this is coming from. But let's just take a quick look at some of the rockets that they're firing here. Now, these are rockets that are being fired into Israel. As you can see, it's an incredible number in such a short amount of time. Little low-cost, low-budget rockets that get fired into Israel and intercepted here, as you can see. Now, this interception is part of a project called the Iron Dome. So this is rockets which are fired by Israel to basically pick up any incoming projectiles at them. Let's have a look at that in a bit more detail. Now, this is footage which is shot over Israel, and this is the automated system sending up rockets to basically shoot down any incoming rockets from the Gaza Strip. Iron Dome is an incredibly, it's almost, and I hate to say the word beautiful, but it's so sophisticated in what it does. It's came out in 2011, and you can really admire the engineering skill behind it and how it manages to avoid the majority of these rockets landing. But that is at an incredible cost, because I believe each rocket that it fires costs about $40,000, and you can see just how many are getting fired. Next up, we have a video of what happens when one of the rockets does get through the Iron Dome and the impact it can have on the street in Israel. As you can see, even though these are not heavy rockets, they still have the ability to do incredible amounts of damage to personnel, especially when they land in proximity to people. And unfortunately, more than one civilian has lost their lives to these. Now, I also came across this video here, which is a bit of a different tactic. This is, and I've not been able to verify this, but this is just what it was titled, a member of Hamas shooting at a Israeli petrol station. Let's have a look at this. And I find this video a little bit strange because it's a completely different tactic to what we've been seeing from Hamas. This is much more up close and personal. It's not the sporadic, wide, uncontrolled violence of the rockets. So let's have a look at how Israel has responded. The majority of their response has been through airstrikes. There's a quick map here detailing all the air bases in Israel. So as you can tell, plenty of coverage. The Gaza Strip in this little area here really is well within range, and Israel has the ability to keep continual air pressure on Gaza if it so decides. And over the last few days, that's exactly what it has decided. Let's have a look at some of this footage. As you can see, it is incredibly devastating. These are apartment buildings, high density population here, but these are the places which the Israeli Air Force believes the rockets are coming from. So that's why it's acting in this way. Let's take another look a bit closer to the ground. Now, did you see those? Let's just take that back a little bit. Did you see these bombs dropping before they explode? This, the person who shot this footage is incredibly close to the action here. And the bombs that are raining down are just incredible. This is really scary to me. This is the build-up to what I would worry about being a full-on war between the two. This isn't any pretense. This isn't just some strongman. This is literally almost unrestricted warfare between the two governing parties here. And let's have a look at this final video. You've probably seen this. It was all over the news this morning. This is the bringing down of an entire apartment building. Have a look at that. Now, according to sources in the area, there's been a few tower blocks like this brought down, but I just find this video incredible, how fast the situation has escalated and how strongly each side are responding to each other. Now, the Israeli defense minister said before that building was brought down that the Air Force did a leafleting campaign to inform people that it would be brought down, to leave it, and as a result, there were no civilian casualties. I take that with a massive grain of salt. Hamas are saying that there have been casualties involved in that. I just can't imagine a building of that size or that caliber being brought down and resulting in no losses between the civilian population. And my friends, this footage has been shot over the last 48 hours. It's an incredibly sharp and fast escalation. Like I said, this is hands-free, almost unrestricted warfare. We haven't seen much movement on the ground yet, but the mass bombings that have been happening really do pave the way for something more. Gaza has fired over 1,000 rockets into Israel, and Israel have said it's completed hundreds of airstrikes. And this is still ongoing now, so I'm pretty sure over the next few days we will see more escalation. The messages that are coming from both sides really do seem to be fanning those flames. The Israeli defense minister said that this is just the beginning, and the leader of Hamas said in a televised address that if Israel wants war, they are ready for it. And I will of course be following what's happening here in the region over the next few days to see if it does escalate and to see if there's any movement on the ground. I mean, I can't imagine seeing Israeli forces going in to Gaza. That would be an absolute bloodbath. But at the moment, nothing would surprise me, given just how fast this has escalated. I will try and find some more clips for you. If you have any clips that you've seen and want me to share on the channel, do send them to me at the address below. And I look forward to seeing you soon with the next video. As always, please do like and subscribe and all that usual stuff, and I will see you soon. Take care.